Hey there everyone, and welcome back to a brand new indie game devlog. I hope you guys have had an absolutely amazing week, and we have some really cool and exciting things to show you in my new indie game dev project that I've been working on this week. So overall, it's been a very calm week, and I've been just following up on what I said that I'd be doing in the first devlog, which is taking everything one step at a time and only adding stuff into my game that I truly want to have. Now, as you guys saw in the first episode, the only gun that I had working in the game was the AK-47, but this week, as you can see, there's a little bit of a difference. We have the AK, the Thompson, the N1 Garand, the shotgun, and the MP5. Now, how I've dealt with this in GameMaker is that I'm only using one object to control all the guns for the player. I basically have a loop system to detect if it is the AK, or if it is the Thompson, the MP5, the M1 Garand, or the shotgun. And once the object finds out what gun the player is holding, it sets the default of the knockback, the firing speed, and the bullet speed to what the player currently has equipped in their hand. Now, I probably haven't coded this the most efficient way, but it's definitely more efficient than what I used to do in my old games, which is where I'd have an individual gun that would just be created every time the player would pick up a new one. Now, another small kind of niche thing that I added to the weapons as well is that you can now drop the weapons. So when you press G, you currently drop the weapon that you have equipped, and it kind of drops down with a little notification saying that you've dropped the MP5 or you've dropped the AK or any of the other guns. Now, another thing that I added in to do with the guns is that you can actually now shoot enemies. The only enemy you can shoot right now is the slime, so you see when I shoot the slime, it actually knocks the slime back on the X axis, and it also flashes it red for a second when it takes damage. Now, the way that I've equated damage through all the guns is that the AK-47 does a kind of mid-range damage, the shotgun does a high damage, and the M1 Garand does a high damage, but it actually takes quite a lot of bullets from the Thompson and the MP5 to kill a slime. But I'm currently happy with where the guns are at in the game. I've also added a few more guns to my Trello list that I can have a look at and maybe spray in the upcoming weeks.
Let's go!
Now, the newest thing that has been done this week is that I actually created a new enemy. And the enemy that has been added to this indie game project is a Golem. Now, I know the enemies in the game don't actually currently attack the player, but I thought it would be a good idea to get another one into the game. Because although I don't actually have the scripting set up for them to attack the player yet, it is good to definitely get a few more assets into the game. Now, the animation that I have made for the Golem is really simple. I just kind of shifted part of the body to make it look as if he's kind of shrugging his shoulders a wee bit. And it might not be the best animation you have ever seen, but for now it's going to do, and I'll probably work on it to make it a little bit better in the future. Unfortunately, I didn't actually capture a time-lapse of me spriting the Golem because I was just kind of doing it one afternoon and I completely forgot to turn on OBS to record. So I'm sorry, but if I do actually end up doing another enemy in the future, I'll make sure to time-lapse that one for you guys. So I've also decided that I'm going to show you guys what he looks like in the game world. So right now they're currently just standing around the portal, which I still need to talk about. But yeah, they look pretty cool. The shifting in the body movement is just a slight thing to kind of show that they're big and a lot of body mass to move. So obviously they're going to be quite slow when they actually move around. Now, as for the attack of the Golem, I did actually have one suggestion from a viewer who suggested that he should slam the ground and also refer to him as the slam guy. So I think that is definitely what I'm going to write down as probably the main attack for the Golem. I'm not actually too sure about anything else that he's going to do, but if he just, shuffled around and then slammed the ground, I think that would look pretty good in the end. One thing that I would definitely look into though, if I was going to add the slam attack, is that I would definitely look into adding a little bit of screen shake just to put some emphasis on the attack. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with how this sprite came out, considering my pixel art career only started about a couple of weeks ago. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, another big thing I achieved this week in the game is that I managed to resprite the portal and actually make it look like a proper portal. Now, if we look at the old portal that I made, it is probably one of the worst things you have ever seen. But now if we look and take a comparison at the newer portal with its idle animation, is actually looking really good. Now, I spent a good couple of hours actually fixing it, changing the shape and looking at some references for actual portal colors. And then originally I had the animation where the portal was kind of zooming in and then zooming out, but I got a lot of advice from people on my Discord saying that I should make it where it kind of turns and look a little bit more like a portal. But yeah, this sprite has definitely been improved, and since I added in the kind of overgrown look, I definitely think it has made the environment look a lot nicer. Now, funnily enough, what I used to actually make the overgrown kind of color is the slime palette. So the palette that I used to create the slime is actually exactly what I've used for creating the overgrownness in the portal. So being able to use the same palettes is obviously very nice because it's going to make the game look a little bit more consistent. Because over the past couple of weeks I've actually discovered, while talking to a lot of game developers, that people don't actually use extensive color palettes because it makes animating sprites really difficult. So if we go back into the game world, you can actually see that there is an E floating above the portal, so it's basically a prompt for the player to actually press the button E when they go up to the portal. One thing that I've decided that I'm probably going to look at next week is adding in a transition, so when you press E and you transition to a new area, it's probably going to zoom in into a circle, Or another thing that I was thinking is potentially that it could open a small map so you could actually choose from different locations to teleport to. But of course these are all things that I just have written down because I don't actually have any concrete plans for how the travelling and teleporting system is going to work in the game. But again, if you guys have any suggestions for that, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, as it would really be appreciated. A couple of other small things that I added in this week is that I actually changed the eyes of all the enemy sprites. Now it's a good change from the ones that I had before, because the ones before were a little bit weird and they didn't actually give off any enemy or scary vibes. It kind of just made the slime look like a passive enemy that isn't going to try and attack you, so I thought that it was time to change them all to the ones that the Golem had to make them look a little bit more scary. Apart from that, a couple of changes I made was just a little bit of player movement. I also changed the jump speed so that you actually can jump a little bit higher onto other platforms. I also took a look extensively at sorting out all my stuff in GameMaker into proper folders, and also fixing all the layers so everything was being drawn on the right layer in the game. But apart from that, that is everything that I got up to this week. Now a couple of things that I hope to achieve by next week is that the Bat and the Golem will also be able to take damage from the guns. Potentially adding in that transition for the portal so you can actually have a cool transition when going through it into different areas. And I also want to try and see if I can add in the kind of slime animation so that it can jump from left to right and track the player. But again, like I said in the first indie game devlog, I don't want to make any promises that I can't follow up on, because I want to make sure that I'm very transparent with you guys and only give you good updates. But again, thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you guys want to stay updated on all the updates in the game, make sure to go and follow my Twitter, and also go and join my Discord, where they receive almost daily updates on the progress that is happening on the game. And if you guys want to go the extra mile and support me even further, make sure to go and check out my Patreon down in the description. I'm actually going to update the tiers a little bit so you guys can actually get some good rewards out of helping me with the videos and also with the game. Without further ado guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I've been GM Guru, and have a great week. Bye bye.